In this lecture, let us see how to do our first AJAX call. Before starting with this video, let me tell you, this is very old way of doing. But now in modern JavaScript, we are having different ways of accessing API and different ways of displaying data in our browser. But still, you should know how to perform AJAX call, because the concept of XML HTTP, what we will be using in this lecture, it is existing till now, but maybe in future you might require. And also, if you are joining the company which is using old way of accessing data, there also they will be using this concept of AJAX. Once you learn how this AJAX call will be working, then you will be having great understanding of modern JavaScript, how it is implemented, and why we are using modern JavaScript, and what is the advantage of using modern JavaScript. So in this lecture, let us learn how to do our first AJAX call. So we are going to use countries API, and this is what I am going to display. With whatever countries I will be calling, that country data I should be displaying. I am having the template here. This is the same exact template, but inside this template, with whatever country I am calling, I should be getting that country data. So here I have called for India, you can call Germany. Whichever country you want to display, accordingly you can call that country and you can display the country data. You don't have to build this entire data directly. This data I am getting from API. So I will be showing you step-by-step process how to implement this and how to fetch data from third-party APIs. I have opened my Visual Studio Code. Inside this, I am having three files: index.html, in which I am having basic template, this one. Then I am having style.css, and here I am having ajax underscore call.js to write our JavaScript code. You can create any structure in whichever way you want to display the data. You can create any structure, and also you can give any styling. I have just given basic styling, which doesn't matter because we are here to learn the concept of AJAX call. I will come to ajax underscore call.js. Let me just write simple alert and I will check whether it is working. I have got the alert window, which means successfully I have linked my JS file. So let me show you the old way of doing AJAX call. We will simply write here new, and here we are going to write XML HTTP request. Okay, in suggestions you will be getting, but let me just type XML HTTP request. Now this is nothing but we have created new XML HTTP request object, and whenever you hover, you will be getting entire definition. If you want, you can go through this definition. Now whatever result I will be getting, I just want to store inside one variable. So here I will be writing const, and in olden days we used to write XHR. Okay, you can use the same variable name, or you can give whatever variable is needed for you, you can give that variable name. So this is the most important step you have to perform for AJAX call. Once I am having this object, now what I just want to request open that link. Okay, in this case we are using countries API. So here what we will do, we will write our XHR object dot open method, and inside this we will be passing two arguments. First is our method. You can either give get method to get the data from server, or you can give post method to post some data to server. But as of now, we want to get data from server. So here I will be passing get. Then second, we have to pass our link. Now let me show you how you will be getting the link. Just focus on the steps. Open your browser, and there you just have to type public API. And here you will be getting multiple links, but you have to open this first link, github.com. I will click on this. And here you will be having tons and tons of APIs of all categories. You can see these are the popular categories. Inside animals, you will be having APIs related to cat facts. You will be having multiple APIs. But in this project, we are going to use countries API. So here, I am just going to search for REST countries. As soon as I search, here it is highlighted. I will click on this. Before that, here if you see, I am having some options. And if I come on top, for some APIs, here we are having API key, which we have already discussed in our last lecture. So if you have not watched that lecture, I suggest you to watch that lecture to understand what is API. And here we are having course. So whenever we are accessing any API, we should be having course, and HTTPS simply means it is secured. You can either have yes or unknown, but if you are not having course, then you will not be able to access the API. Let me come down. Now for this, we don't have to use any API key. It is completely free to use. So directly we can access the link and we can use this API in our project. I will click on this. Now here you will be redirected to this page, but in this page no information is displayed. So I will click on this first link, view on GitLab. Now inside this you will be having all the information. Here you can see we are having, you can access API through this link. And also we are having API endpoints. You can see here we are having multiple options. If we want to access all the countries data, we are having this link. If we want to access by name, then we are having this, then full name. Accordingly, whatever options is required, we can use that. But as of now, I just want to access using name. So I'll copy this link, this one, name. I will just copy this first link. Okay, just follow the steps to get the link. Now here, in place of this link, I'm just going to paste my link. And this entire thing you can wrap either in single quotes or double quotes. And here if you notice, after name slash in curly braces, we are having name. I will simply give India. You can give any country name. I have just given India. I will come back to my project. Now nothing is displayed. I will open my console. You can see I am having no data. Okay, nothing is displayed in my console as well. So simply what I have done, using this XHR object, I am just trying to open this link. Okay, this is my country's API link. After this, we are having many steps, but as I mentioned, it is very old way of fetching the data from API. So you do not have to go deeply, but only thing you should understand, this was also one of the way to fetch data from API. So after opening, I have to send the request. Again, I will be using my object. Simply, you should be writing send. After getting this link, I just have to send the request so that I can get the data from API. So basically, what we have done, we have sent the request to this URL. Now, as we have already seen, whenever we are performing asynchronous tasks, it will be running in the background. Directly, as soon as I send the request, I will not be getting any data. It is processing in the background. So whatever result I will be getting, I cannot assign to one variable. Let me just comment this out. I will come down and here simply I just cannot write like this. I cannot write final result is equal to, okay, this is not possible. I cannot do this one. Whatever result I got, I cannot store here because we are not having the result yet because it is asynchronous operation. As soon as we send the request, we will not be getting any response. It will take time. So we are not going to do in this way. The correct way of doing this is simply you have to write object.send. So that is the reason we call asynchronous code is non-blocking. It will not block entire operation. So that is the reason we are not assigning to any of the variable. Instead, what we can do, we can register a callback and entire working of asynchronous JavaScript we have already seen. If you have not watched that video, I suggest you to watch that. you will be getting the playlist link in description. So simply what I will do, I will be writing my object, and here I will write add event listener. I am registering a callback, and inside this what event we have to pass? We have to pass load event. Until and unless my data is fetched, and once it is loaded, only then whatever callback I have registered, that has to be executed. And inside this, simply I will be writing my callback function. You can also use arrow function, but I have used normal function. And inside this, simply I will be writing this. So this will be referring to the parent object, and our object is nothing but this XHR. Now in my console, if you see here, I got XML HTTP request, and here I am having multiple properties. I will open, and inside this you can see we are having tons and tons of properties. But here what we need is response text. I will just copy this. Below this I will comment this out. I will simply write here dot. So how we are accessing this? This will be equal to XHR. So XHR object dot property. This is how we are going to access properties in object. Now you can see whatever data I am having inside this response text, I am able to access. And you can see it has given me complete India data. Whatever data I was having in my API related to India, entire thing is displayed. If you closely notice, you can see we have here India. Now here, let me just write Germany. Save it. Now you can see related to Germany, whatever data I am having, successfully I am able to fetch that data. Let me give India. I hope till now you are clear. Unless and until it fetches the data, it will be running in the background. Once the data is fetched, whatever callback we have registered, that will be executed and we will be getting the result. Once the data is fetched, only then this load event will happen. Before this, if I try to access, paste it here, save it, I am getting result from here. Let me comment. You can see I will be getting undefined. Why? Because till now I have not got the data. It is fetching the data in the background. So here I have not received my data. So that is the reason I am having undefined. So whenever you are writing asynchronous JavaScript code, you should always use load event, or you can also use set timeout, so that you will be getting proper result. Let me just uncomment this one. And here if you closely notice here, the data what we got, it is in JSON format because our properties and our values are wrapped in double quotes. So it is nothing but it is JSON. Now what I want to do, whatever API data I got in JSON format. Now I will be converting it into object. So how we will do? Let me just keep this one. Below this, I will create one variable. I will give my variable name as data, and inside this I will write json.parse. Using this, whatever result we are having, that will be converted into object. And what result we have to convert? Whatever result we got using this line, I will copy, and here I will be pasting. Below this, I will simply write here log. I will write here data. Save it. Now you can see first time I got this result in JSON format because keys and values are wrapped inside double quotes. But after converting into JSON, you can see inside one array, I am having two objects, and you can see entire thing is converted into object. So this is how we are going to use this method, and we are going to convert our JSON format data to object. But here if you see, I am having the result with two objects. Inside array, I am having this first object, and then I am having this second object. So what I will do, I just want to access the first object. So simply we can destructure this. So how we are going to destructure? Whatever result we got, we are just going to wrap inside this square bracket. So this is going to access our first object. Save it. Now you can see I am able to access the first object. Okay, object destructuring, array destructuring, I have already discussed. Just watch the videos to understand the concept. Now here, if I write data 1, below this I will be writing data 1. Save it. Now you can see for this I am able to access the first object, and for this I am able to access the second object. This will be first element of the array and this will be second element of the array. But I want to access only the first element. So here simply I will wrap data inside square bracket. I will remove this, and this one also I am going to remove. Okay, now successfully we are able to fetch the data. Now what I want, whatever data I am having, I just want to display in my card. So below this I will create one variable, and inside this I will simply write HTML UI is equal to, use this template literal, okay, backticks, come to HTML file, and from here I will just wrap this entire article. I will comment this out. Entire UI has gone. I will come here, and inside this I'm just going to paste. Okay, simple. What I have done, I have just copied entire article and here I have pasted. It is not going to work because we have not added in our DOM. So for that, I will come on top. I will select here const. I will write here countries container is equal to document dot query selector, and inside this I will be selecting this container. I will copy, and here I'm just going to paste that container. I am selecting class, so that is the reason I am using dot. After that, whatever data I am having, I just want to append that data inside this container. So below this, I will be writing my countries container, and here I will be writing insert adjacent HTML, using which this entire HTML element will be inserted inside this container. And here simply I will be passing this value before end and before begin. These concepts are related to DOM topic, which I have already uploaded in my YouTube channel. You can watch entire DOM tutorial in my channel. And what I have to insert? I have to insert this complete article. I will just paste it here. Okay, simple. Now as soon as I refresh, you can see again I am able to see this UI in my browser. Now what I will do? I just want to insert the data, whatever I got from this API. Now what is holding my data? This is my object data. My data is the first object present inside the array. So I have to write like this dollar, and inside this simply I will be passing my object, and from this I have to access my flag. I will come down, and here you can see I am having flags property. Inside that I am having PNG. So here I will be writing flags.png. Save it. You can see I am able to access this flag. How amazing this is. We are fetching third-party API data and we are rendering in our website. Then second, we have to display name. I will come on top. Here we are having name. Then inside name we are having common and then India. So after this I will write dollar. First we should give our object name. Object dot name dot common. Save it. You can see now I got India. Then we are having capital. So capital is present here, but here it is inside the array. So how we will be giving? Again I will be writing dollar. Our object is data dot. I will be writing capital, and inside the square bracket I just have to access the first element inside the array. So I will give index 0. Just focus. Now I got capital as New Delhi. And finally we are having population. Let me just come down. Here we are having population property. Copy. And after this I will be writing this. Again we have to write our object dot population. Close it. Now this is our population in India. But in my demo project, I have rounded this off. Accordingly, if you want to round the number, you can easily round it. But this is how we are going to access, or we are going to fetch API data And this is how we used to make AJAX call, and we used to fetch API data, and we used to render in our website. Not only this, now here, instead of this, let me write Germany, save it. Accordingly, I will be having Germany data. If I write here USA, save it, I will be having USA data. So whatever country you will be passing, according to that, data will be fetched and that information will be displayed here. Practice as much as you can, understand each and every concept, because in this entire lecture, I have not taught you how DOM will be working, because I have already uploaded complete series on that. You can watch entire series. You can learn more about JavaScript, because once you jump into JavaScript, there are lots and lots of concepts which you should be learning each and every day. Next, I will show you one problem which will occur while doing this AJAX call.